Welcome everyone. This is just a quick thing between Caradoc and, well, himself. Through the process, he desires to remove the inner rage that is within him, and in the process, he managed to discover a circle of druids, and he wishes to join them. However, his rage denies him access to the circle, and in order to remove this, he must find what causes this rage. So he has isolated himself in a location only known to one other person, and he performs his meditation.
Okay. So I sit down and start meditating. Another piece of information, of course, is that I have a friendly direwolf companion, and I put that in air quotes, but a friended direwolf in the area, but not directly with me. So I go there, I meditate for several hours, but after a while I get hungry and cast Goodberry, eating one, saving the rest. Mute that. And then I continue to meditate, and I'm consistently asking my internal self, why am I so angry? What will satisfy you? What will rid me of this anger? What, why? Nothing, no response, just empty silence. After this goes on for quite some time, colors and shapes, I mean, you'd almost think I'd fallen asleep, sort of a dreamlike state, start to form, and in my internal awareness, and eventually they take the form of me, a young me. And I recognize the me. This is a very young me, probably only 40 or 50 years old, which as a furbog is very young. And it's right as I was beginning to learn the basics of Druidism. I'm still learning cantrips and memorization techniques and lore and history and naturalism. And in fact, I have just learned how to produce flame, the cantrip. And it's at that moment that the present me, the observer in this, has horrible clarity, because I realize what's about to happen next. A fox darts by young me, and I roast him with produced flame. No remorse, just curiosity and a little bit of pride and glee at the new power that I wield. And very uncharacteristic for a natural race like the furbog. I don't even save the carcass for food or supplies. I'm just happy at, woo, wow, I can look at that, yay. And it's at that moment, with cold certainty, that I realize without any doubt this action is what sealed the fate of my village so many decades later. It was this action that caused nature to ignore our pleas for help when the gray orcs invaded. And I recognized deep down, I always knew this, but until this moment, I had forgotten. I caused the death of my village. I caused the loss of everything I knew. And it's at that thought I see the young me morph. Anger, rage takes over its form. I try to console him. I try to remind him how young we were, how stupid we were, how foolish the young are. And I try to forgive him, knowing that only forgiveness can take away this pain. But it doesn't work. The rage grows, takes form, and I hear a scream of rage-filled howl. But this time it's not in my head. This time it's right in front of me, here in the real world. I open my eyes, and there, standing in front of me, is a grotesque, wooden-looking, oakish form of me in a full-out barbarian rage. And he's looking for blood.
He stares you down, and he's waiting for you to accept his challenge.
I stand up and I try to reason with him. Calm down, youngling. It's not worth it. Take a deep breath. Control your rage. Silence the voices.
Roll a persuasion and an insight.
All right. Persuasion, 9. Insight, 18.
You don't believe yourself. You, even as the words slip out of your mouth, it only causes to enrage your oakish form even more. You doubt the words that you say, and unfortunately, the other alternate form doesn't take too kindly to it.
I guess
It knows exactly what you've done wrong.
I guess at that I look at him and say, so be it. And as a bonus action, I cast Flame Blade. I've got my shield ready, and I charge.
All right, so we've already rolled initiative for this. So what's your... You rolled an 18?
I did. Well, I rolled a 16 plus 2.
Okay, so he's got 20. He rolled an 18 plus 2. Of course, he's basically constantly in Barbarian's rage.
Mm-hmm.
He runs over to attack you and, of course, uses his reckless attack.
Of course he does.
What's your...
18.
Okay, yeah, he definitely hits you. He's wielding... I imagine he's going to be wielding probably a quarterstaff.
Okay.
Both hand with 2 hands, though.
All right.
And he wallops you incredibly hard in the head for 14 damage.
Whew. So that's wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Can I see my direwolf nearby yet?
You're in a large opening. You're kind of looking around where you kind of left him behind, and he's running across the river as fast as you can see him jump across a river, and he's running down the lakeside. It will probably take him 2 turns to get to you.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack with my flame blade.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20. I rolled it just a second ago. Okay. And I hit for 20 points of fire damage, and it's all fire. There is no other damage type, which he is not resistant to.
Maybe. As a druid, when you were younger, what did you idolize most, and what animal did you idolize the most?
Okay. No, that's fair. And if I'm playing it honestly, it is the bear. So yes, you're right.
So you Yeah, you hit him, and you remember, like, as you hit him, you remember of the totems of barbarian members that you admired when you were younger, and this flame blade slashes across him. And although the oakish form is definitely damaged and pretty badly, it seems to have seems to have not deterred its will.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm using invisible step, hidden step. I am now invisible.
All right. Do you choose to move with it, or
Um, yeah, I'll back off 30 feet.
okay? Can you roll stealth with the advantage for me?
Yeah. 16.
What's your perception bonus?
4.
All right, you're walking away, and he picks up on your footsteps.
Ugh.
He still has a disadvantage at attacking you.
Does. Yep.
He runs over and he swings at you, but of course, with reckless attack, but he misses you. Definitely the invisibility spell paying off.
Okay.
He's adjacent to you, but of course, you can't provoke any attacks from him.
Right.
The dire wolf is one turn away. Once this turn cycles over, he will be able to help you.
Okay. I'm just going to attack again with the flame blade. I assume that I get advantage on that attack, or that one attack.
Yeah, he reckless.
Well, and I'm invisible.
Yeah. You're
Double advantage. No, just kidding. I know that. With 22, and I didn't even need advantage for that. That was impressive. And I did 12 fire damage.
Yeah, so you hit him, and the oakish form staggers, and as its body is slowly kind of cracking against your flames, you can definitely see that the body is not really holding itself up at this point. It's mostly just your inner rage just standing before you. The form should have crumbled by now, but you can definitely see that your anger is strong.
So as a hold on, let me look and double check that I don't have anything else I can do. I can't do that. That's not going to help me. No, that's an action. As my bonus / free action, I'm going to try yet again to persuade him to calm down.
Okay, roll persuasion versus your insight.
11 versus 6.
Okay, he steps back for a moment as he seems to be struggling through some sort of confusion. It kind of hurts your head as it hurts his, and you're both kind of going through some sort of pain together. Eventually, he shrugs this off, and so do you. And he definitely seems to have calmed down, but it's definitely not satisfying him.
Okay. His turn.
Are you visible, or?
I am visible.
Okay.
And I can't do that trick. I can't do that trick again. So
he lunges towards you, dropping the quarterstaff. Make an athletics check.
Okay. 15.
What's your bonus?
3.
Okay, so yeah, you he's trying to seems he's trying to push you to the ground, but you manage to repel his rather violent attempt.
Okay.
The direwolf finally, Tormelic, finally makes it to your area, and he's rather confused on what he needs to do. But assuming that you are in danger, he lunges at the oakish form.
With advantage.
Why with advantage?
Because he's a direwolf. He has pack tactics.
Oh yeah. Okay. No. He tries to bite, and your oakish rage is denying him that ability.
Okay. My
Kind
turn.
of just snipping at him.
Okay. Is that a bonus action or an action? I bet it's an action. That's an action. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep doing what works, and that is flame blade.
Okay. You do not get advantage this time.
No. Whoa. I rolled a modulated 20. I rolled a 16 plus 4.
Yeah, that still hits him.
For 15 fire damage.
Yeah, so the oakish form is now almost entirely ash. You can see the rage kind of trickling through as manifests itself as some sort of red energy. It's like it's seeping through, and you can see the cracks of the form, but he's still standing.
So as my bonus / reaction, I say to the rage within, I no longer need you. You're no longer welcome here. And that's my turn.
Okay. As you say that, what is your barbarian tribesman favored weapon?
Let's just say it's great axe.
Okay, so the ashen body starts producing roots from its hand, and it puts them both together and forms both hands together and forms a large axe. And he swings at the dire wolf, which I'm assuming a 17 is enough to hit him.
Yeah, I think it's a 14 AC.
The dire wolf gets hit, and it looks like it's only a glancing blow, luckily. But even at glancing, you hear the axe kind of bluntly hit him, and it staggers Tormelic.
Right, let me. Are you tracking his HP?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm not.
Tormelic's supposed to have unique stats, but even for just standard, he's doing well.
All right. Okay. My turn? Or Tormelic? Oh, mine. What do I want to do?
Oh, yeah, I guess it's Tormelic, so he's going to defend himself.
Okay.
Definitely hits him. You can see the fangs dig into the ashen form, but he doesn't manage to throw your rage onto the ground, and he just tosses the dog aside. Now it's your turn.
Okay. Honestly, I'm just going to keep doing what works. So I'm going to hit him again with the flame blade. I miss, like, no question. Yeah.
All right. You swing at him, and of course it misses, and he just sidesteps it. And he's trying to figure out who he wants to hurt more. He's not sure if he's mad or at the very nature that attacks him, or himself.
Hmm. Okay. I'm sorry. Did you say he hit me?
No, I'm just saying he sidestepped you. Is it his turn?
Oh,
Or
got it. Yes, it's his turn. And
okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting pinged by one of my employees, so I'm slightly distracted, but not by much.
He hits the dire wolf again. Another glancing blow, but again, it sounds like it hurts as it deals 9 damage.
Mm.
The dire wolf is looking quite pained, but he still seems ready and eager.
Okay.
The dire wolf again hits your rage and does quite a bit more damage.
Nice.
The ashen body falls, and the weapon itself just seems to become a mist of dust and coal, as your rage is now just bare. This red energy just beholden to you in its rawest form.
I take hold of it and I say, I release you.
Roll persuasion to your insight.
Ooh, 7 versus 8. Oh my God. So 7 persuasion versus 8 insight.
You feel like that there's just one thing still holding you onto this, what feels like at this point pitiful creature, but you can't quite believe it, and it pushes you away.
Hmm.
Is that your turn, or do you wish to attack it or something? Or attempt to reason with it again?
I'll attack it. I don't know if it's the right answer, but that's what I'm going to do. 22 to hit for 11 fire damage.
Yep. The form shrinks as you swing your flame blade into it, and it kind of falls back against the damage you had done to it. The ash weapon is still prepared. It swings and makes one last effort, but it hits no one, and it falls like the what was now once like an ash storm kind of forming around you is now just a small red sphere on the ground, floating, slowly descending to the ground. It looks like just a small beating heart hiding inside an ethereal body of yourself.
Hmm. Let me think here. What can I do? Unfortunately, I don't have much healing magic memorized. That's what I would do if I could.
Melik is, of course, unsure of what to do. He was thinking about attacking, but he's now it's the form of this, whatever he's been fighting this whole time, is more ambiguous and unknown. He is more cautious and defensive, and he's getting ready to avoid it.
Okay. Uh, I'm gonna hold my attack and try yet again to persuade it to go. So perception or persuasion and insight.
Yeah, versus yourself. You can give your persuasion check an advantage though, because you have effectively defeated yourself.
Nice. That's exactly what I needed. So I got a 17 persuasion to a 16 insight.
All right, so you're concentrating ahead, and you try to tell him what he's really angry about, and you tell him that he's angry at himself because he knew exactly what he had done, and he can't ignore the pain that he's been suffering this whole time. And eventually it starts turning blue, as to kind of represent that whatever this being has taken form of, it's greatly saddened by what has happened, and he's now grieving over what has been happening.
I sit with him just quietly. I just sit there.
All right. Eventually, this being, just what was once nice, it was a kind of ethereal version of yourself, the clear substance that formed you starts to collapse into what looks like a mist, and starts to fall into this blue orb. And it takes quite a long time for this process to finish. I would say about 2 minutes, but it slowly eventually collapses into this blue uh, coloring that is now in the air, and it forms a solid globe, and it starts to kind of pulse. As it's pulsing, it does absolutely nothing. However, you feel a kind of, I would say, pain in your chest. It's kind of hard to describe this pain without it's not like it hurts like you were being hit with a hammer, but it hurts like an ache. He went away. When will he be back? Nobody knows.
Sorry about that. Thanks for your patience. Um, I begin to weep.
All right. You can't deny this process anymore. And as you start weeping, uh, your tears don't fall onto the ground. They actually get taken by this being, and they kind of just slowly drift through the air. You can barely notice it, but as it kind of accepts these sorrowful tears, eventually, with every drip and drop it takes, it starts to become a brighter green, and you feel like you've been here for what seems like hours, although probably only 5 minutes has gone by, and this globe is, when you look up next when you look back up to it, is now a vibrant green, and it just explodes into a cloud of leaves and floats away. The pain still hurts as you watch the leaves drift away.
Okay. I eventually slowly get up and make my way back to the Druid Grove.
You're getting ready to leave, and you feel someone else nearby.
I call out, "Hello? Who's there?"
You are looking around, and you turn around, and you can see just Estra standing there. She has a bundle of leaves in her arms, similar to what she's been taking there for meditations and prayers.
I greet her.
She nods to you quietly. If you were to guess, it seems like she's been observing this whole time.
Well, unless she has something to say, I'm, like I said, going to continue to head back to the Druid's Grove.
She says, "Are you all right?"
No. No, not at all. But for the first time in a very, very long time, I think I'm going to be. And at that, I do silently stalk off. I do not turn around at anything at this point.
Okay. As you are getting ready to leave, you feel a kind of tug.
I look back at the tug.
You look in that direction, and you see Tormelik. He's kind of licking his own wounds.
Oh. Right. I go over to him and I give him all of my remaining good berries. And that's it. That's all I can cast it again and give him more. That's about the best I can.
So
that's
this,
19. Let's say I did that. That's 19 points of healing.
yeah, so you give him all the berries, and once he realizes that these heal him, he just begins consuming them. And he smiles, and he follows you back to the grove. Once you return there, the druids, they look upon you, but as unlike before, they don't look upon you with caution or the need to be guarded. They look at you like you are one of them. The servant of Obadai, who you've been consulting for for this event in particular, he says, "Well done. It seems you have been able to move on, at least a little bit."
Yes, I believe so.
He says, "All creatures are, of course, born with rage, but you've managed to overcome yours. And I believe it is safe to say that we can allow you into our circle." and he reaches behind him at what looks like a ceremony was taking place, and they one of the what looks like a really old elf, she walks over to him and hands him what looks like a well-rounded stone. And she hands it to him, and he turns around to face you, and he walks towards you, and he hands you the stone.
I accept it gratefully.
It's of course got a druidic symbol on it. It has what looks like a tree on it, and it looks like it has a bunch of animals flocking to it. And he says, "This stone will tell you where we are. Maybe not precisely, but it will tell you where our circle has been moved if you ever need to find us. Generally, we are around here, but if we move, you will know where we have gone. We will summon you if we ever need your assistance, and of course, you'll be able to summon Tormelic, our guardian. But it's of course proven it's been shown that of course we need to relearn to protect ourselves. So we would like to give you to him, or give him to you, so that you can put him to better use."
I tear up, choke back a tear at that, and say, I'll serve you better than I did my tribe. I'll prove to you that this honor is deserved.
He nods to you, and he pulls out. He says, "This is a mark that you are one of our members. We have, of course, different tools, and you do not have to use this. It's more of a ceremonial rite." And he turns around, and you see what looks like a halfling. He hands out up you wand, and it's got mistletoe wrapped around it, and he gives it to the servant of Obudhai, and the servant hands it to you. In case you ever lose your druidic focus, know that we will be there with you as well.
And scene.
Yeah. All right, let's stop it here.
Well done, Alex. Really, I